So today we're going to go ahead and take a look at information about sewer facility, how to fill this one out. This is again is a Trek form. The form number is 1407. If you're looking to pull this form, this is for anyone that has a septic or a sewer on the property, not city sewage, but your own septic or any kind of waste thing like that on your property. So this one is especially, this is good for, I'm in the San Antonio area. Andrew, real estate trainer and coach here in the San Antonio area, helping agents do better. Hopefully forever. We're going to try to make you guys rock. So we're here in the San Antonio area. There's a lot of military here. If they have a septic on a property, the military requires to get a septic inspection. And they almost always really like to see it drain. So you might as well just go ahead and know you're going to do that. That's just an idea. A lot of places like to see it drained as well, so they can move in knowing the septic is ready to go and clean. So right here, again, information about septics, you just fill it out. Property address is the property address, and you say if it's a septic tank or an aerobic treatment. The septic tank has a leach bed, all the other stuff. The aerobic is that you have extra bacteria. There's no leach bed, it's just the tank. You pour bleach every month or a couple months, wherever it is, long, depending on the tank size and all that. You pour bleach in there, it kills the bacteria, everything settles out, and then it sprays the water into your lawn is what a lot of them do. Not all of them, but a lot of them do. So if you know what type of tank or a different type, you can put it in it. If you know what the distribution system, and then where is the tank located, or where's the distribution field, where's the water spray, put all the information you know. If you only know the west side of the house or, garage side of the house somewhere, put whatever you know. If you know the exact amount and you have the plans, we'll show you in a minute where it talks about that. That's always better, of course, but at least put something if you can. If you know who installed your septic, it's good to have that in there. That way you know who put it in. If anything happens, you know who the manufacturer is, all that. And the age is very important. If you don't know, it's kind of frustrating for everybody because you need to know. If it's 50 years old, that might be an issue. If it's 2 years old, that's amazing. You probably don't need it pumped. It's probably great. Everything like that is very important. So, is the seller aware of any maintenance for the septic system? Yes or no? If no, who did it? What's their contact information? And then when were the tanks pumped last? So a lot of sellers will go ahead and just get their tanks pumped because they know they're going to probably have to do it anyway. And then once you have it pumped, you can have it inspected that says it's good to go and in good working shape, and you can have that ready to go. Some buyers still want their own septic inspection, but if it's only a month old and you had a professional septic company out there, you should be fine. But again, that's up to your buyer, what they want to do. And is they aware of any defect or malfunctions on the sewer, yes or no? And then, do you have any manufacturer warranty? If it's newer, you might have that. If not, you might not. And do you have copies, like we mentioned, of anything, the planning material, the permits, the contracts, anything that you have that goes along with that septic tank and those materials? You have a copy of that. If you are, you should put those on additional information, make those are all attached. And that would be like the planning materials, the permit for the installation, the final inspection, the maintenance contract, if you have one, the manufacturer information, any warranty. Okay, so planning materials, again, they describe the on-site facility and are submitting to the permitted authority in order to obtain a permit to install the on-site sewer facility. If you have that permit, which everyone should have a copy of the permit that says it's okay, went to the planning company, sometimes you need that permit for the buyer to be okay to have the septic tank on property. Now, this last section here, this is pulled from information from government agencies, and this is describing on-site facilities. It shows you what regular people are using, how many gallons per day. It also lets you know if you have a home that's 4 bedrooms, less than 3,500, you should have a septic big enough to handle 375 gallons or 300 with a water-saving device. It gives you an idea of kind of where the amounts are and if you need a bigger tank. Certain tank sizes, all that you can pull data on that. I'm not going to get into that now. But you can know that at first. The 3-family bedroom, you need so many gallon septic tank that can handle it. Otherwise, it's not going to be able to handle the average load that people have in the homes. So you got to make sure you have that information, you know what it is. And then again, this is not a substitute for any inspection or warranties. It's completed to the best of the seller's knowledge and on the belief, and they believe that this date they signed is the best of my knowledge. Remember, real estate agents and sellers are not experts on on-site sewer facilities. Buyer is encouraged to have it inspected by anyone they want to have. And then everyone signs the signature of seller and buyer. So when you have this and you have it filled out, try to get some information. The most frustrating thing is when you know there's a septic in town or on the property, and you go in and it's all unknown and you don't know anything, even how old it is, what was done, anything. That's really annoying for the buyer because then they like, okay, the burden of proof is totally on them now. The seller will do the best they can. Again, the burden of proof is usually on the buyers anyway to prove that they're going to do the inspections and make sure they're not just accepting it the way it is. But it gives so much more confidence for your buyer if the seller can put the information. So try to do that if you can. It does make a difference. If you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, please do. Talk to you soon.